Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the best new subclass mods in Baldur's Gate 3's mod manager. This is featuring subclasses for the Sorcerer, the Cleric, the Monk, and the Fighter, as well as a fan favorite. We covered 5 different subclasses in this video. The first one I'll be starting off with is the Frozen Sorcery Sorcerer. This mod is made by Havsglimt, who has made a ton of mods. They're ported from Nexus now over into the in-game mod manager. What's also great about Havsglimt's mods is they have level support up to level 20, and they lay out all the different benefits you get on the mod page, which is incredible. This mod literally launched today, and I'm already a huge fan. So with the Frozen Sorcerer, you get the ability to create ice as a bonus action, turning areas into difficult terrain and possibly making them turn or go prone, which is huge for taking out any type of other spellcasters. We also get the Frozen Body here, which adds an additional 1 health point for every sorcerer level. And we ignore difficult terrain, and also as an added bonus, we expend half our movement speed whenever we walk on ice. So we basically get double movement speed over ice, which is just absolutely incredible. As a cold caster fan, it's perfect. You also see the toggleable feature here, so you can have this nice blue glow to your character if you wanted to. I think that's a nice little flavored touch as well. Into level 2, you obviously get all the benefits of being a sorcerer, but you also get to create ice sorcery points. You can use 2 sorcery points to create that 5 patches of ice, which is a nice use of the sorcery points. Once we get level 6, we get some pretty nice buffs. We get the Cold Hearted, giving us resistance to cold damage, but also when we use our Create Ice feature, if there's water nearby, it'll now freeze that water. It's a nice little addition. Actually, a pretty large addition. Cold Hearted as well, whenever you deal cold damage with a spell, you can use sorcery points to reduce the target's movement speed by 4.5 meters. And on top of that, if you reduce their movement speed to 0, it'll take a 2d6 of cold damage, which is pretty good use of your sorcery points once again. Obviously, we're going to be taking the Ice Storm spell as well, but you get the full Sorcerer spell list as well, which is really, really nice. And we also get a reaction here, so if we get hit with a melee attack, we deal 9 cold damage to our attacker and create a 4.5 meter radius ice surface around ourselves as a reaction. Very nice. Your movement also doesn't provoke opportunity attacks while you're walking on icy terrain, which is another nice benefit, so you want to literally cover the ground in ice everywhere. This goes great with a Cleric with Create Water, and you can upcast Create Water for more water, and that will freeze it now with our bonus action. So this is really synergetic with some other classes. And once we reach level 15, we get the Frozen Soul. You gain immunity to cold damage, resistance to fire, and you can cast a modified version of Wall of Ice that summons pillars with half the amount of health points as one created when expending a spell slot. So you get normal Wall of Ice there, but you also get the Wall of Ice Frozen Sorcery, which is a 10d6 cold damage. The Wall of Ice is actually a really nice spell. And at level 20, you get the Sorcerer's Restoration, which expends or gives you 4 sorcery points back when you do a short rest. This is for all their Sorcerer subclass mods, so yeah, we got another one coming up later. So again, we got our Create Ice here, which is pretty good for just setting up a nice difficult terrain patch, which you can make people trip and fall on. And there's also a sorcery point version of it, so you can use 1 sorcery point to make 10 patches or 2 sorcery points to make 15. So yeah, you can go boop, 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 and make a ton of ice. Obviously, this becomes pretty powerful, and it'll also turn any of the ice that melted back into ice, or back into, if there's ice that melted, it'll turn into water, and then turns back into ice, so it's pretty much endless. And we also don't have to worry about it. We get that extra movement speed while walking on ice. Very cool, and goes great again with a Cleric, a Druid, anyone that can create water for you, and then help you with, you know, upkeeping in terms of your difficult terrain for crowd control. And for our Wall of Ice Frozen Sorcery, you get this very powerful spell, which hits extremely hard. Sometimes it does glitch out like that and not make an actual wall of ice, but yeah, it'll pop down the ice on the ground. And next, I want to show off the Living Crucible Fighter mod, again by Havsglimt here. This is very fun. It's basically so you get yourself these special Student of Alchemy, so you can brew 2 alchemical solutions, and the Compound Creator. And your rigorous physical and mental training allows you to endure poisons that would push your body to its natural limits. Creatures other than yourself attempt to consume one of these will become poisoned if they don't do a Constitution saving throw. But we get to create different compounds here, and brew assortment of compound toxins others been empowering to you. And you get a lot of different choices. So like you can create the Adrenal Injection here, increase your movement speed and tripling your jump distance. The All Sense Injection, giving you blind sight, allowing you to see in blindness. This allows you to see invisible creatures. This will give you the Bull's Strength, the Cat's Grace, which gives you a +2 dexterity or strength. Bear's Endurance, consuming it gives you advantage in Constitution saving throws and checks. Draught of the Fox Cunning, advantage on intelligence checks. Elf Sight, which gives you dark vision up to 37 meters. The Fleshknit Phosphate, which gives you some healing, equals your proficiency bonus. The Spell Shine Ointment is pretty good, give you resistance to damage from spells for 10 turns. And this will give you resistance to physical damage types, And then also we got the 10-min tincture, which increases your size by 1 and doubles carry capacity, so you can go large. So these are our different crucible compounds that we can craft basically, and we can use them until long rest. You also can change out compounds if you want to, which I think is a nice ability that's added to this. Into level 7, we get the quick creation. Quickly brew and consume a compound you already know how to make. Unlike your compound creator feature, you can brew this compound in the middle of combat using a bonus action. So then we can create our own unique one here. So if there's something that you wanted to add to the character, like advantage on being charmed, that was something that was happening to you. Temporary health, getting a constitution score plus twice your level for this class. Temporary health, kind of nice. And this will give you a +5 bonus to initiative. I would recommend using this one before combat, and bonus action to take the dash or disengage ability. So yeah, you can use these bonus action abilities as well. It's kind of cool. And again, always able to change these out. At level 10, you get the Living Cauldron. The number of compounds you can craft before requiring rest is equal to 3 plus your constitution modifier. So then we can add a couple more of these here. Just allows you to try out some new creations and combinations. And again, the fighter also gets that extra bonus or extra attack at level 11, which makes him pretty powerful. And at level 15, you get the Toxic Transmutation, and an effect causing you to be poisoned and transform into 14 temporary health. So it's a nice little way to give yourself some relief if you're getting hit with the effect. So nice bonus action ability as well. And then we can also add 2 more of these compounds here at level 15. And at level 18, you get the Living Catalyst. You'll learn how to brew 3 additional alchemical compounds, and additionally, the number of compounds you can craft for rest is 5 plus your constitution modifier. So you can add even further amounts of these to your character. Again, just giving you more versatility when it comes to combat. And this also gets an extra attack at level 20, so you get 4 attacks too. On their mod page, you can see all the different compounds that are in this too, if you want to read a little bit more into it. Again, Havsglimt does an incredible job of highlighting every single ability that comes with each of these subclasses. So yeah, I just want to highlight that. And next, we got ourselves the Knight Domain Cleric here. Again, Havsglimt's made all these mods. Great job with them all. This gives you the sleep spell as well as the Veil of Dust. Cloak yourself or an ally in a shadowy veil, giving you a +1 bonus to armor class and advantage on stealth checks. And you also get the Eye of Twilight, getting dark vision up to 18 meters. And then you also get the Ward of Shadows to shield yourself with the Divine Shadows. Use your reaction and impose disadvantage on your attacker. Basically similar to what the Light Cleric already gets, with just on the opposite end of things, light and shadow. Nice opposites there. We also get our Return Undead, but also the Invocation of Night. This harnesses the power of the night cloud on yourself in a shroud of darkness. All mundane and magical lights are extinguished, and enemies within the radius are possibly blinded for a number of rounds equal to your level in this class. It's kind of nice for a channel divinity to be able to blind a lot of targets, giving disadvantage on their attack rolls. And for our level 3 oath spells, or our cleric spells, we got the darkness and the moonbeam spells, which I think works just perfectly here. Domain spells, I should say. And level 5, we also get Fear and Grant Flight. At level 6, we get improved Eye of Twilight, and dark vision is up to 37 meters now. And we got the improved Ward of Shadows. Whenever an ally gets attacked, you can use a reaction to oppose disadvantage. So basically, improved warding flare from the Light Cleric, but now on the Darkness Cleric. And for level 7, we get greater invisibility, and the Stellar Body is doing a 2d8 plus 48 conditional radiant damage. Create 2 small stars that orbit you, possibly dealing radiant damage for each orbiting star to each melee attacker. As an additional action, you can cause a star to streak towards an enemy, expending it and explode for 4 to 32 radiant damage and possibly blinding the target. So nice little added spell there. At level 8, we actually get a really nice benefit from the Eyes of the Twilight Dark Sight. We can now see in our magical dark vision. So yeah, we can cast darkness and camp out in it. We also get the Veil of Dreams. You may cast a unique version of sleep with greatly increased health points, allowing you to affect more creatures. And creatures that are put to sleep with the spell cannot be woken up until the start of their next turn. Huge. So the Veil of Dreams Sleep, level 1 spell, a combined 38 health points. So yeah, I'll show off all of this here afterwards because there's some cool abilities that you do get. And then we also get our Dispel Good and Evil and Seeming spells at level 9 for our domain spells. And at level 17, you get the Eye of Twilight True Sight. So you get True Sight for equal minutes equal to your Wisdom modifier. Your True Sight only function while in darkness. And the Creature of the Night. Activate a supernatural aura of night. Your darkness and shadows overlap, continually smothering existing surfaces of light. Enemies within are blinded and consistently feel the presence of a hungry predator watching them. So it applies fear to them as long as they remain in the aura. Obviously, blind plus fear is a pretty crazy combination there. So it's a nice change. If you're looking for a new cleric subclass to play, this is definitely worth checking out. So to show off some of these, we got the Invocation of Night here, which basically can blind targets in this pretty large area of effect. I'm going to move over here and hope that we don't trigger anyone with this. So yeah, you make this dark vision, or darkness area can blind targets for 2 turns. We also got the Creature of the Night here, so we can create this super darkness basically, and then it automatically will put us to hiding. So yeah, you can see there, it makes everything really dark. So that's extreme darkness, and it follows you around as well. You can dismiss it as well if you'd like, but this is great for if you're, you know, wanting to stealth hardcore. Then we also get the True Sight ability here too. So True Sight gives advantage on perception checks and sees through illusions, shapeshifters, invisible creatures up to 37 meters. So yeah, and this has to be in darkness to be applied. So pretty cool combination of things here. It's very great for those that like stealth-based classes, and very interesting way if you wanted to have Shadowheart go evil. I think this would be a perfect mod class for her. And next we got Way of the Windwalker Monk, again by Havsglimt here. So the power you exhibit is shrouded in more mysticism than meets the untrained eye. This combination of peak physical conditioning, state of intercom, and leveraging mystical key to make the Windwalker a true force to be reckoned with. Rising Sun Kick. So you've learned to fuse your strikes with the essence of Zune, the white tiger. When you make an attack, you may do a follow-up Rising Sun Kick, making the target more vulnerable to your impending attacks. And you also get Windwalking. You can use your key to boost the speed of your allies. Allies start the turn in melee range, you gain a bonus 1.5 centimeters meters to their movement speed. So this pairs well with a fighter or barbarian to give a little extra movement speed. And at level 6, we get Combat Conditioning. You've improved your key abilities through intense training. Your Flurry of Blows, Patient Defense, and Step of the Wind are improved. So Fist of Fury, whenever you hit a target with Flurry of Blows, you deal additional 1d6 of bludgeoning to any creature that's within 1.5 meters of the target. Whenever you use Patient Defense, you gain 1d6 plus Wisdom modifier or temporary health. And you get the Flying Dragon Kick. So when you use Step of the Wind, the next successful melee attack you make deals an additional 1d6 of bludgeoning and knocks them prone on a failed strength saving throw. Pretty good little extra added abilities to our regular abilities that we're normally using as a monk. And at level 9, you get the Windwalking. So the bonus is increased to 3 meters now for all of your allies. And at level 11, you get the Touch of Karma. When you take damage from a creature within melee range, you may gain resistance to that damage and reflect the damage belt back to the attacker. So again, some more nice defensive purposes for this class, and it's a good support style monk. And at level 15, this bonus increases to 4.5 meters for your allies for the extra movement speed they gain being near you. At level 17, you get Strike of the Windlord, doing 3d12 lightning plus a 44 lightning conditional. You'll be blessed by the Alak here to the Windlord and given a sliver of his power to channel in your attacks. When you hit a creature with an attack, you may spend 6 key points, empower yourself, and deal an additional 3 to 36 lightning to all creatures in front of you. There's a reaction that uses 6 key points, so just be mindful of that immense cost. But since we're going higher in level, you do get quite a few key points, which I'll show you here. We also continue to get more movement speed as well, so this is pretty nice. And then we also get a feat at level 19. And the final ability, when you roll for initiative and no keep, you get 4 key points back. So the perfect self there. I would always recommend just resting though. There's so many ways to rest in this game, so it's worth doing. But you can see here, all of our attacks here get that extra benefit from them. Nothing crazy different, it's just going to give you extra movement speed. And when you go to punch someone, yeah, I guess we got 2 critical misses off. It's going to give you an option to do additional lightning damage. So there's the Strike of the Windlord, doing that additional lightning damage, so you can go boom with that. It does burn through your spell slots, and he saved on him. So yeah, you get a decent bit of points though. So you get to, let's see here, swap character back to 21 on short rest. So that's pretty good. And you can also replenish those if you have the Sentient Amulet. So it's an interesting new monk subclass. Now, I know the comments are going to come. This is not as strong as the Open Hand Monk. The Open Hand Monk is extremely powerful, so it's great for someone that's going to go through and want something a little different. Doesn't always have to be super OP. And the final one is one of the most requested subclasses with the Aberrant Mind. The Mind Flayer Tadpole has wrapped its tendrils around your mind, is unnaturally powerful. Will you let the power shine from you as a hopeful beacon to others, or will you become a source of terror to those who stab your mind and witness the strange manifestations of your might? So yeah, this is another mod made by Havsglimt here. This gives us Mind Sliver as a cantrip, doing a 1d6 of psychic damage, and it gives a 1d4 penalty to their next saving throw. And they make it before the end of your next turn. You get Arms Vidar, Dissonant Whispers, and Sonic Spells, which you get at levels 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. And you can also use sorcery points to cast them. We also get Halithid Hunger. When you land a critical hit against a creature, It must succeed a wisdom saving throw or become frightened. So kind of similar to the mortal reminder from the great old one warlock. And at level 3, we get calm emotions as well as detect thoughts for our spells. At level 5, we get Hunger of Hadar. It's really nice to get that and not have to burn higher level spell slots because the sorcerer gets level 3s and it's not like the warlock which scales them up. And we also get the fear spell. And at level 6, we get Psionic Sorcery. You can cast spells gained from your Psionic spells feature a number of spell slots by selecting a number of sorcery points, and you can cast while silenced. You also get the Psionic Defenses, gaining resistance to psychic damage and advantage on charm and frighten. And you also get the Psionic Sorcery 2 here, so this allows you to cast, I guess, those special abilities. You also get Ever's Black Tentacles and the Summon Beholderkin. Call forth the Beholderkin, which can cast Eye Ray. I'll show off this. This is pretty cool. And has a starting health of 40 health points and increases for every 10 for every spell level against the above the 4th level. And then you also get the Psionic Sorcery 3, as well as the Dominate Person and Telekinesis spells at level 9. At level 11, you get the Revelation in Flesh and unleash the Aberrant Truth hidden within yourself, granting 1 benefit for each sorcery point spent, which I'll show off too. At level 15, we get the Warping Implosion, teleport yourself to an unoccupied space, and dealing 3 to 34 damage to each creature within 9 meters, and pull them 3 meters towards yourself. And again, level 20, you get the 4 sorcery points back after a short rest. So I'll first summon in our Beholderkin here, which gets additional health points if we upcast it, so you can get yourself a higher health version of this. Basically like the Spectator from earlier in the game, and it's got the Eye Ray here doing 1d8 plus 10 psychic damage, and a weak little 4 damage punch. You also have a few other good spells again, like the Revelation in Flesh here, which gives you the Aberrant Scrutiny, Dark Vision up to 32 meters, and you can see invisible creatures up to 18. The Slithering, because your body becomes slimy and pliable, allowing you to move through small openings and evade any throws or shoves. You can spend 2 meters of movement speed to escape from restraints or grapples. And you get the Aberrant Flight, giving you fly ability basically. So yeah, you can go ahead with casting these. It has a pretty freaky appearance there. So yeah, there you go, the Aberrant Sorcerer. The Warping Implosion though. What's nice about this is so you can target yourself and then move to a certain area and boom, do force damage, pulling everybody in. So yeah, this plays perfectly with Baldur's Gate 3 and it's not too overpowered. So yeah, and you can see here all of our Psionic spells here using sorcery points instead of spell casting. So yeah, you actually get quite a few fun ways to play a sorcerer, and I would highly recommend checking out these mods by Havsglimt. I'll have them all linked in the description. Let me know which of these is your favorite. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already, and I hope you have an incredible day. We'll see y'all in the next video.